Good afternoon, Facebook. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Business Reporter at Nasdaq. Joining me today at the market site is Don Marigliano and Chuck Mack to discuss the exchanges that Nasdaq offers to trade U.S. equities on our high-performance technology with a focus on our exchange called the PSX. Chuck and Don, thank you very much for joining me at market site. Chuck, let's start with you. Tell us about the three different venues that we offer to our customers.
Sure. So I think when everyone thinks of Nasdaq, they really think of the Nasdaq stock market, which is where we have all our listings. It's the United States' biggest stock exchange by volume, with the likes of Facebook, Amazon, Google, Microsoft. But we actually operate two other exchanges as well in the U.S. We operate BX, which is an inverted pricing model, and then we operate the PSX, which has a Prorata allocation to it.
Right. So let's talk about how PSX is unique.
Sure. It's all about the market structure. So there are 11 equity exchanges actively trading right now. PSX has a unique structure in that it's Prorata, where traditional exchanges are price time. So it really puts an emphasis on price size, and you have to think that certain names are going to do better in trading in that market structure than price time. And our challenge is just raising the profile to clients and get them the information on what stocks will trade better there. Traditionally, a large Q depth name would do better on PSX if you're a passive strategy or a market-making strategy.
So speaking of strategy, how will this help traders develop their strategies and achieve goals using the PSX exchange?
Yeah, well, people who are looking at the market and looking at ways to participate and get their strategies completed have to think about all the different models that exist out there. And like Don had mentioned, PSX is unique, and it's the only exchange that's a pro-rata exchange. And the benefit that really has for traders and investors is, you're not going to be sort of penalized for being late to the game. If there's a deep queue to get done in a particular stock, you can join the queue on PSX, and you're going to be part of every execution because everyone shares a priority there.
Right. So explain to the audience a little bit more, what does Prorata mean relative to some of the other exchanges and different models that they use?
Yeah, sure. So may I just take a step back for a second? Most exchanges, like Don had mentioned, are price time. So it's whoever gets there first is the first to get an execution when an incoming order comes to the market. On PSX, we kind of combine that concept because there's value to that. It drives the inside. It makes spreads tighter. So we combine that with Prorata. The participant who sets the price on PSX still gets some guaranteed allocation, but everyone else shares based on the size of their order. So it's especially useful if you're larger in size to come to PSX and place an order there, because you're going to participate in any incoming execution that occurs.
Right. So there's a number of goals that traders look to achieve, whether it's larger display size or transparency. What are the benefits of PSX, and how can that be achieved using the exchange?
Sure. So there are all different clients that can benefit from trading on PSX. Good proprietary trading shops are going to develop strategies regardless of the market structure, but it's also geared towards institutions and some of the agency routers. So when you're looking at it, like I said, if it's a passive strategy, you're looking at specific names where that market structure would trade well. If you're looking to remove and you have large orders to remove, because of the tendency to overhit in a pro-rata market, removers are going to do well also with larger orders and sending it to PSX.
Right.
Yeah, and just to expand on that last point Don made, because it's pro-rata, you're incentivized to provide more size at the quote. And so that means for the participants out there that are looking for liquidity on demand, they want to get what's available in the market immediately, it's a great place to go because there's going to be more size available.
Right. So it sounds as if liquidity, speed, and transparency are really the top three things that you're looking for to drive home with this.
In some ways, you're de-emphasizing speed, because in a price time model, first to the race gets the benefit and is always going to be first in line. But in a price size model, there is a benefit to being first, but if you're last and you have a large order, you can get that allocation there, and you're not at the back of the line. You're actually judged based on the size of your order. So in some ways, we're de-emphasizing speed.
Okay, and finally, we pride ourselves as being a leader of fintech in the industry. Tell us more about the technology behind PSX, because that really seems to be the bread and butter of this product.
Sure. So, just to take a step back, Nasdaq's always looked to innovate with technology. It was the first exchange to automate quotations in 1971. And so from then on, it's just always been a case of looking for new ways to make the markets better. And even if there's times where we have to partner with outside firms like INET, for example, when we bought in 2004, that was really for the technology, and that's become the underpinnings for all of our markets. So in particular, Nasdaq stock market, BX, which I mentioned earlier, and PSX all run on that INET technology. And we really spend, part of what we do as an exchange, because everything is automated and electronic, is we spend a lot of time ensuring that our technology is upgraded, the functionality is enhanced, it's resilient, and has the throughput to handle market stress events.
Right.
Yeah, it really is the industry standard. So Nasdaq and INET technology is used in 100 markets around the world. Various broker-dealers, regulatory agencies are using our technology. And the technology is always being upgraded. So when we made the purchase in 2004, we were bragging about 5 mic turnaround time. Now you're looking at 20 or 30, 5 millisecond turnaround time. Now you're looking at 20 or 30 microseconds. So there's been a big improvement in what we're doing. So it's not just the same technology, it's the platform that we built it on, but it's constantly being upgraded and constantly being looked at.
So it just continues to evolve as the markets evolve.
100%, correct.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you very much for joining us at Nasdaq Market Site. And thank you, Facebook, as always, for joining me. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq.